Oh yeah.
This is your host of the Reading Hour, Jason Storhees. This is part 2.
Use a Y instead of Y for stories. Use 2 E's like his name did.
Hi, viewers at home. Welcome to our first installment of Reading Hour with Jason Storhees. Today's story is about a silent lotus.
Don't be scared, kitties.
Long ago in Kampuchea, a man and a woman lived on the edge of a lake. A daughter was born to them. She was very, very beautiful, with a face as round as the moon and eyes as bright as the stars. The father and mother named her Lotus, like the blossoms which covered the lake. They were very happy with their baby, for she was good as she was lovely.
Red rum.
Years went by, but Lotus was silent, as on the day she was born. When she was sad with tears, they would fall from her eyes. When she was happy, smiles would light her faces. Face. Her father and mother knew that Lotus could not hear. She could not learn to speak. They prayed to the gods, hoping they would take this misfortune away and cherish their daughter even more. And here's a picture of little Lotus. Well, I don't know how to switch that. See, there she is, little Lotus at home. One day, the mother and father pointed to the blossoms on the lake. Crystal and to Lotus. Hey there, Mother. She put her palms together with her fingers bent, forming a flower. Lotus understood, and she copied her mother's gesture and so learned to name herself with her hands. Lotus grew lovelier each day. She liked to weave baskets out of the tall grasses which grew around the lake and to swim with the turtles while her father fished. But Lotus was happiest when she walked among the herons, cranes, and white egrets, joining them in their graceful steps. There's the graceful steps. This is where the story gets interesting. Lotus would often sit by herself, lonely and sad. She wanted so much to play with the other children. But if she motioned to them, they pretended not to see, and if she pulled their arms to get their attention, they ran away. Her father and mother saw her unhappiness, but they did not know how to help her. They hoped for a sign from the gods. Finally, they decided to go to the temple in the city. The mother put wild rice and lotus flowers in a basket as offerings. The father carried his precious daughter on his shoulders. They walked through many fields and villages and over many canals. See? As time passed, silent Lotus began to speak with her hands, body, and feet. She loved to dance the tales of the gods and the kings. And as she grew, the movements became as natural for her as the dances of the birds. Lotus made many friends. She was no longer lonely and sad. There's the picture. She's no longer lonely and sad. Finally, she was ready to break a leg for the king again. Chop chop, ladies. The court ladies dressed in their brightest silks. They adorn their hair with gold and jasmine flowers. On her neck, arms, wrists, and ankles, they put bands of precious stones and pearls. It was the first night of the new year. Lotus danced better than she ever had, and she danced, and she saw the pleasure in their eyes. See the pleasure in their eyes? Or do you see the pleasure in mine? It was said that Lotus became the most famous dancer in the Chimera Kingdom, dancing in the king's courts and the temples of the gods. The gods! Way to go, Lotus. Way to go. Tune in next week as we read Hansel and Gretel and have popcorn hour.